In the previous videos, we saw how we can use the ChatGPT web version to automate repetitive tasks, generate formulas, write VBA, and analyze data faster. Now, let's take this a step further and see how we can bring the power of ChatGPT directly inside Excel using ChatGPT add-in. Before moving any further, let's first understand how we can install the ChatGPT add-in into our Excel. To insert the ChatGPT add-in, we'll go to Home. In Home, we have the add-in, and here we will type ChatGPT for Excel. So once we type ChatGPT for Excel, we'll get this add-in. So we need to install this in our Excel. Once this ChatGPT for Excel is installed, so we get an icon over here. So if we click on this icon, we get this dialog box. Once the add-in is installed, ChatGPT becomes available as an Excel function, just like sum, VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, etc. This means you can pass cell values as inputs and get intelligent contextual outputs directly into your worksheets. Let's look at some of the most powerful use cases. The first use case is AI.ask. So ChatGPT gives us the flexibility to ask questions about the data in plain English and instantly get insights, summaries, or calculations directly in Excel. So here we have a few questions. Ask ChatGPT who is the CEO of NVIDIA, and the way to ask is we'll type is equal to AI.ask, and then we'll give our prompt and close the bracket and enter. So once we press enter, it thinks for a few seconds and then gives the output. So as of October 2023, the CEO of NVIDIA is Jensen Huang. So this is the correct answer. So let's ask another question. What are the advantages of using ChatGPT for Excel? So it type is equal to AI dot ask bracket open, then give our prompt. The advantages of using ChatGPT for Excel. Close the bracket and enter. So again, it thinks for a few seconds and then it will give the answer. So here is the detailed answer. So using ChatGPT for Excel can provide several advantages, including natural language queries, formula assistance, data analysis guidance, troubleshooting help, learning resource, automation suggestions. So multiple advantages of using ChatGPT for Excel plugin. Let's look at another use case. So here we have a data table with the employee number, employee name, date of joining, age, department, designation, location, annual salary. Here the data is in 25 rows, but this can extend to many more rows in the real world use cases. So the question to ask ChatGPT is, can you analyze the data and generate a few insights? So for this, we'll type is equal to AI.ask bracket open. So the first input is the prompt, and then comma will give the data range. Select the data range, close the bracket, and enter. Let's see what ChatGPT gives us. So it is still thinking, analyzing the data, and now it has given some insights. So here are some insights derived from the provided employee data. Age distribution. So it is talking about the age distribution of the employees. Ages of employees range from 25 to 60 years. Average age is 45.5 years. Department analysis is given. So number of employees in each department. Then we have the salary insights. So salaries ranging from $32,332 to $146,752, and average salary is 95,000. The tenure analysis is also given, and location distribution is given. So this is a very good analysis for an HR person who wants to analyze the employee data for each department and each location. Very good data analysis with a simple question given to ChatGPT. Let's look at another function within ChatGPT, which is AI.table. AI.table converts unstructured text into a clear, structured Excel table with proper columns and rows. So let's look at a couple of examples. So the first question we are asking is GDP growth rate for 5 years for top 10 countries. We'll type is equal to AI.table bracket open, and then we'll give the prompt, close the bracket. So what we are asking is GDP growth rate for last 5 years for top 10 countries. So see, we have the data. So data is a bit dated, but this is a table which is instantly created, which has the name of 10 countries, starting from US, China, Japan to Italy and Canada. And then we have the GDP growth rates from 2019 to 2023 for each of the countries. Let's look at another example. So the example is top IMDb rated Hollywood movies with IMDb ratings, year of release, main actors. So we type AI dot table bracket open and then link it to the prompt. We can also write the prompt within quotes and then enter. So we get the name of the top movies, the ratings, the year of release, director, and the main actor. AI.table feature can be used to get instant data from external data sources. Let's look at another example or another function in Chat GPT for Excel, which is AI.fill. So here we have a table with the company name, industry, headquarter, location, and CEO. So the first company, which is Apple, is filled over here. So it is a technology company. Headquarter is in California, US, and CEO is Tim Cook. And we want a similar data for other companies in the list. So we have Alphabet, Reliance, Tata Consultancy Services, Infosys, Nvidia, etc. So this we can fill the table using the AI.fill option here. So we'll type is equal to AI.fill bracket open. So it needs two inputs. One is the example. So we'll select the example along with the column headers. And second is the partial. So this data is partial where we have the name of the companies, but we don't have the industry, headquarter location, and the CEO name. So we'll link cell B8 to B16, close the bracket, and enter. So here we have the data. So Alphabet Inc. is a technology company. Again, California is the headquarter. Sundar Pichai is the CEO for Reliance conglomerate company in India, Mumbai. Mukesh Ambani is the CEO. For Tata Consultancy Services, it is a IT service company in Mumbai, India. So Rajesh Gopinathan was the erstwhile CEO. Current CEO is Kriti Vasan. And then we have the data for all the other companies in the table. So AI.fill option automatically fills the missing values or generate content in sales based on a pattern and context. Let's look at another example. So here we have a list of cities. We want to basically list the country and the current population in these cities. So again, we can use the option of the function AI.fill. So we type is equal to AI.fill bracket open. The example again is the column headers and name of the first city, which is New York, and then comma, partial is the name of other cities. Close the bracket and enter. So we have the name of the country. So California again in US, Tokyo is in Japan, Sydney, Australia, Melbourne, Australia, Singapore, Singapore. So we have the name of the countries and the population based on the latest data. Let's move to another function, which is AI.translate. So here we have a paragraph written on the data analysis in Excel. in English and we want to convert this into Spanish, so we can use the function AI.translate. So this function translates text in Excel into different languages instantly using AI. So let's test this function. So we'll type is equal to AI.translate, bracket open. The first input is the text, which is this text, and second input is the target language. So if we want to translate this into Spanish, we'll close the bracket and enter. So this will instantly be translated into Spanish language. So within seconds, this is translated into Spanish. If I want to translate it into some other language, let's say German, so I can select German from the drop down list and it is converted into German language within a matter of seconds. So this would definitely save a lot of time for the translators. Let's look at another function which is AI.extract. So this function pulls specific information like names, dates, emails, or numbers from messy text into separate columns. So here we have a few sentences which are not in a structured way. So all these sentences are written in a different way. So the first sentence says on 12 January 2025, Rajiv Mehta at finpro.com from this company called regarding the budget review. Ananya Sharma, this is the mail ID. So in the first sentence, it is in brackets. Here it is after the comma. Met the team on 5th February 2025 to discuss sales forecasting. So all these sentences are written in an unstructured way. And we want to pull the name of the personalities in each of these sentences. Now, if we want to pull the names using any Excel function in this unstructured data, this is not possible. It can't be done through text functions like left, mid, right, or through flash fill option, which we learned in our previous videos. So this can be done through AI.extract. So for this, what we need to do is we will type is equal to AI.extract, bracket open. The first input is value, which is this cell. I'll select the entire range. And then the second is it is asking me what to extract. So we want to extract the name of the personality. So I'll write name over here within quotes and then close the bracket and enter. So the name Rajiv Mehta is pulled. So either I can copy or paste this cell, or what I can do is select the entire range instead of just one sentence. So here I selected the entire range and I'm asking this to pull the name of all the personalities here. So let's see what it does. So see, this has worked like an array function in Excel. So we have the name of all the personalities listed in these sentences. Let's try another option. So we'll say is equal to AI.extract and we want to pull the mail IDs of these people. So we'll say select the range, the entire range from B6 to I14 and then we'll say mail within quotes and then close it and enter. So the mail IDs of all the people are extracted like an array function in Excel. Similarly, we can also pull the dates. So if we want, we can say AI.extract. Again, select the entire range, comma, and then we can say dates within quotes and enter. It's taking a bit of time. Excel is thinking. Now the dates are pulled. So this is how we can use the AI.extract function to pull specific information from messy text into separate columns. Hope you enjoyed this video.